Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today we carry on with our Hoondokhae from Heavenly Tribe, Hoondok. Chapter 3, Heavenly Parent, Section 9, The Providence of Restoration is the History of Recreation, Heavenly Parent Recreation. Through Parents' words, we know that God's providence is the providence of restoration. What is the providence of restoration? It is taking action to recover and reinstate what has been lost. In other words, it is the work of recreating human beings through the world. Because human beings whom God created completely lost the world, they need to be created again. We fallen people lost the word by which we can align our mind and body and experience constant joy in our heart. Hence, we must find the word, namely the truth. The word is also called the truth. The truth is the principle that governs any system. At the same time, it is the root of heaven's principle. That is why the world seeks the truth to this day. However, the true word in all its fullness has not yet appeared. Since there has been no true word, there has been no one whom who could embody true life. Since no one has embodied true life, there has been no one who could embody true love. Since no one has embodied true love, the true cosmos, the true heaven and true earth has not emerged. God's providence of restoration is not guesswork. Since the providence of restoration is the work of recreation and it is the work of recovering what was lost, God must do it based on certain principles. God is carrying it out according to the principle of creation. Because God lost human beings as a result of the fall, even though God created them, they are standing in the position as if God did not finish creating them. So God must bring them back to the conditional position of having created them again. The providence of salvation is the providence of restoration. The providence of restoration is the providence of recreation. How is the providence of recreation carried out? During the creation, what did God create first? He created the world of angels first. Then he made all things. Then he created Adam and Eve. Then these were the three stages of his creation. History likewise has developed to this day through this three-stage principle. That is because all history has been within the realm of the work of recreation to save fallen human beings. God has had to pursue a course based on the work of recreation. Sharing thoughts. Because athletes are always prone to physical injury, they remember the pain of rehabilitation training. When they are injured severely, sometimes doctors give the diagnosis you may not be able to walk again or you may not be able to play the sport anymore. However, even after receiving such a diagnosis, there are many athletes who undergo rehabilitation because they have not given up hope of playing their sports again. An American boxer, Vinny Pazienza, had been winning victory after victory in the ring when he was struck head-on by a car on the street and his neck and spine were broken. The doctor told him that he would not be able to box again, but nothing could daunt his resolve. Pazienza underwent rehabilitation And 3 months later, he made a splendid comeback in the ring. The miraculous story of his life as a boxer was even made into a movie, Bleed for This. Yuna Kim, who was praised for raising the artistry of figure skating to a whole new level, also was once given the diagnosis that she might not be able to walk again due to an injury. However, after undergoing intense rehabilitations, she was able to become a world-class figure skater. The process of rehabilitation is the process of painful recreation because not only the injured part but also the part surrounding it must be recreated. The rehabilitation plan is drawn up utilizing every resource in science and medicine, and the process of recovery takes place in stages accordingly. Moreover, one should undergo rehabilitation only after meeting with a specialist in addition to a regular doctor in order to receive the most accurate diagnosis and follow the right path for rehabilitation. Two actions must be in accord. The first is the will of the person undergoing rehabilitation, and the second is complete faith in and unity with the rehabilitation plan drawn up by the specialist. When one can persevere through this painful process and stages, one may be in even better condition at the end of the rehabilitation than before the injury. However, if one cannot endure such a processes and stages, one may be unable even to lead a normal life, let alone play sports again. However, the pain of rehabilitation is beyond imagination, and so, through many people attempt it, not everyone can be successful. Therefore, those athletes who successfully conclude the rehabilitation are applauded all the more because they have overcome great pain in a situation of uncertainty and anxiety about the future, challenging themselves day after day with the mindset to create themselves anew. Human beings are like injured athletes because they have fallen and do not know their identity or purpose of life. When the physical body is injured, science and technology can be employed to restore it to its original state, and that process of recovery can be seen. However, in human beings, it is the spirit that is injured, and because they do not know the methods and process by which they can return to their original state, all they do is continue to wonder and worry. For human beings to be rehabilitated, they firstly need to be restored, and secondly, they need to become completely one with the rehabilitation plan drawn up by true parents who have come to earth as the medical specialists to cure fallen people. To save fallen humanity who are in such a state, Heavenly Parent has continued to carry out the work of human salvation. This path cannot be realized by vague resolution or miracles, for it is the providence of recreation in stages, following the principle and processes of the providence of restoration. In the providence of restoration, Heavenly Parent has looked upon many human beings who give up midway or fail because of unimaginable pain or anxiety about unknowable future. However, he never gave up on humanity, and he continued to cherish the dream of restoring and recreating human beings into people who befit the ideal of creation. To realize that dream, he is guiding the providence based on true parents in accordance with the plan of the providence of restoration. Heavenly Parent has sent the Lord of the Second Advent to open the way for humanity to be saved in accordance with the providence of restoration. We therefore should receive His love and the heart and take part in the providence of restoration. Points of contemplation. Let's think what the plan of Heavenly Parent and True Parent who have led the providence of restoration will be. 2. Let us consider the central figure in the providence of restoration who achieve Heavenly Parent's will. How were they able to fulfill the providence of restoration? Abraham, Isaac, Joseph, etc. What is the goal of the providence of restoration that Heavenly Parent wishes for us to accomplish in this age? Wow. This is really beautiful because we know that the process of restoration, it took 6,000 biblical years. And when we read in the Bible, we see a lot of people that they really serve God, but many people, they was not able to really bring victory in front of God. And we see some figures in history like Abraham, Jacob, Isaac and Jacob, that they could really bring victory. That's why there is these three faiths all over the world, Christian, Jewish and Muslim. They all say they are coming from Abraham. And it's true because Abraham, brought such a victory in front of God that he completely changed the history. From his lineage, God chose Israelites, the Israelite people born. Same the Muslim people born from there. Let's not forget about Ishmael. He was also the son of Abraham. And Christianity took over this lineage through Jesus Christ. So we see the pattern of Abraham, and we see that it was not an easy path. We read there that in one point God asked Abraham to offer his son on altar to prove the faith and love for God. And we see that his family passed through tremendous course in order to bring victory in front of God. I believe that they should put there Jacob and Esau because the victory was together. They could bring victory like brothers, When Jacob go in front of Esau and make 7 times full bow in front of his brother, and he say, when I see your face, I see God's face. He completely melt his brother's heart and completely make Satan surrender by creating unity and harmony with his brother. That was the first victory of God in human history, and showed to us a pattern how to win over Satan, how to win over the heart of people that want to kill us. Is not to answer to bad with bad, but to answer with an incredible love, because only love can transform and bring goodness into the world. And when we think on the path of Heavenly Parent and True Parents, we read the other days in the process of the fall, how broken heart God have been when Adam and Eve betrayed God and crushed the ideal of God's creation. God did not stop to love Adam and Eve not even in such circumstances. God started the process of restoration right there in Adam's family, with Adam's sons, And even though Cain killed Abel, God still loved them and protect Cain. Cain was going to God after killing his brother. Oh, the others, they know that I killed my brother, they will kill me. And God said, no, nobody will touch you. I will protect you. Even in such, God is loving us unconditional. Never give up on us. Never give up on humankind. Continuously working for our rehabilitation, because we read this morning about rehabilitation. Would everybody succeed in this rehabilitation program? No, unfortunately. But we don't succeed because God don't want us to succeed. We don't succeed because we are not strong enough. We are not working diligently. We do not find that motivation and true meaning of our life. We lost the identity of our life and we don't see ourselves as God's children. But when we see ourselves as God's children, that is given to us power to overcome the painful situation, to love the unlovable, to love ourselves, and to really break through any kind of situation. Jesus Christ was crucified, was put on the cross, and he came to be King of Kings, yet people did not understood him. Everything that he was doing, they was turning upside down, and they switch everything he was doing. If he was making miracle, they say they make the miracle with the power of buzzer. But if he was saying something, they say, who are you to say that? And they was actually killed Jesus Christ. And what Jesus did, even there on the cross in such a tremendous pain and suffering, he said, God, please forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. They didn't know that they killed the God of glory. They didn't know that they killed the one that God worked and prepared for 4,000 years. If God wanted to send Jesus to die, why to make such a tremendous foundation? If God wanted Jesus to die on the cross, then why Jesus talk about second coming? Because he had so many things to do and so many things to say to us, but we was not able. That time the people was not able to receive Jesus Christ. That's why he let us with the promise that I will come back. I will come back. Don't worry, I will come back. I have many things to say to you, but you are not able to receive now. But when I will come back, I will say everything plain about Father. He brought the concept and the light into the world and take humankind from a status of servant of God, from the status of follower of God, to the status of a child of God. He was the one that he make us acquaintance with God. Like, look, God is not your Lord. God is not your King. God is not your judge. God is not the one that is punishing you. God is your parent. God is your Father who loves you, who embraces you just the way you are, and he's looking forward to welcome you back. We read the prodigal son story and we are crying, seeing how wonderful and how happy a father is to receive back his child, even though this child spent all the money, even though denied the father, even though betrayed the father. But when come back, God is making a part, the father, the parent, make a party for welcoming his son back. This is the heart of Heavenly Mom and Dad, who want to receive each and every one back. When we come to knowledge, oh, God is my parent. I'm going back home to my heavenly mom and dad. True parents brought such an incredible knowledge and truth about the heavenly mom and dad heart and love. We thought that God is almighty and he's just judging us like a king and rule everything. But true parents acknowledge to us the broken heart of heavenly mom and dad who cry on the loss of his children. That when we are in pain, God is not joyful, but is there in our pain together with us, suffering more than us. And He's never give up on us, and on us hoping to work on ourselves. Because God is giving to us, but because we have an incredible gift from Heavenly Mom and Dad, and that means free will. Because we have our own responsibility, and because God created us as the object of His love, He created us like co-creator, and give to us the ability to be honored together with Him. We have to fulfill our own responsibility. Only the one that fulfill the responsibility are called the Almighty sons and daughters of Heavenly Mom and Dad. And it's such a joy for God when see us succeeding and become victorious. We are so grateful to true parents for such an incredible grace that they're putting upon us. We are so grateful to Jesus Christ that He never gave up on humankind, even the humankind totally betrayed Jesus Christ, the beloved Son of Heavenly Mom and Dad. Okay, brother and sister, this is the last part of the chapter 3, and it's really wonderful. I'll let you have your own contemplation over this point and today's subject, and I truly wish you a gorgeous, blessed day. Yeah, until tomorrow. Bye.